Hi everyone, good day. My name is Jay Siligin, and in this video, I will discuss about adapting materials. This topic looks at some of the factors to be considered in the process of adapting teaching materials within particular classroom environments where there is a perceived need for change and manipulation of certain design features. So let's start with what is materials adaptation? Materials adaptation refers to the application of some strategies to make the textbook more effective and flexible. The process of changing or adjusting the various parts of a course book is closely related to the reality of dealing with learners in the dynamic environment of the classroom. Materials adaptation means matching materials with the learner's needs, the teacher's demands, and administrations. So, why do we need to adapt materials? English language classrooms are diverse places not only in terms of where they are situated, but also in terms of the individual learners within each context. Commercial materials, particularly those produced for the worldwide English as a foreign language market, are not aimed at any specific group of learners or any particular cultural or educational context. That is why, for many teachers, designing or adapting their own teaching materials enables them to take into account their particular learning environment and to overcome the lack of fit of the course book. So here are the reasons for adapting. First one is unsuitable contents for the learner's level of proficiency. Second, materials not fitting into the time available for the course. Not enough grammar coverage. Not enough practice of grammar points of particular difficulty for learners. Grammar presented unsystematically. Comprehension questions are too easy and can be lifted from the text with no real understanding. Subject matter inappropriate for age, culture, or intellectual level. Photographs and other illustrative materials are insufficient or inappropriate. Dialogues too formal, not representative of everyday speech. Too much or too little in the variety of activities. So now, let us move on to the techniques in adapting materials. The first one is adding. The notion of addition is on the face of it, straightforward, implying that materials are supplemented by putting more into them while taking into account the practical effect on time allocation. If students find the explanation of a new grammatical point rather difficult, further exercises are added before they begin the practice material. It is worth pointing out that additions do not always have to be made onto the end of something. A new facet of material or methodology can be introduced before it appears in the framework of the coursebook. The second one is the deleting. Deletion is clearly the opposite process to that of addition. Addition and deletion often work together. Material may be taken out and then replaced with something else. Modifying or rewriting. Modification is a very general term in the language applying to any kind of change. In other words, the act or process of changing something in order to improve it or make it more acceptable is known as modification or rewriting. The most frequently stated requirement for a change and focus is for materials to be made more communicative. This feeling is voiced in many teaching situations where textbooks are considered to lag behind an understanding of the nature of language and students' linguistic and learning needs. Rewriting, therefore, may relate activities more closely to learners' own backgrounds and interests, introduce models of authentic language, or set more purposeful problem solving tasks where the answers are not always known before the teacher asks the questions. Simplifying. Strictly speaking, the technique of simplification is one type of modification, namely a rewriting activity. The main application of this technique has been to text, most often to reading passages. We can simplify according to sentence structure. Sentence length is reduced, or a complex sentence is rewritten as a number of simpler ones. Some teaching situations require attention to the simplification of content when the complexity of the subject matter is regarded as being too advanced. The last one, reordering. This procedure refers to the possibility of putting the parts of a course book in a different order. This may mean adjusting the sequence of presentation within a unit or taking units in a different sequence from that originally intended. In conclusion, adaptation is a very practical activity carried out by teachers in order to make their work more relevant to the learners with whom they are in day-to-day contact. Textbooks are a resource for staying in touch with the language, but what is undisputable is that selection of textbooks should be in line with students' needs. No teaching learning situation is really static. There are no perfect materials, and hence, teachers must be aware of matching materials to course needs. That would be all. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.